So we're going to look at your next step. You haven't quite done your 6 weeks yet. I think you're on week 5, and then you've got the whole of next week, and then we switch. So remind you, we're on a journey of transformation. And this is the destination, Soberland. And I can tell that some of you are already sampling some of these amazing benefits. Some of you actually look quite different to when we first met you. That always strikes me. And remember this analogy, sobriety is just the ticket to the show. It's just the beginning. And the band hasn't even started to play. And recovery, it's 10% stop drinking and then 90% building a beautiful alcohol-free life. And that's what Thrive will start you on. And some of you need to spend a little bit more time in this recovery thing, but that is fine. And then you will get to building the next stage. Just a reminder that nobody goes through recovery on a straight line. Many people do have just day one. Lynn always says, and in fact, I only had day one once I finally got my act together after a decade of moderating. But it's never straightforward. There's always ups and there's downs because life happens. And sometimes even if you don't drink, you can really have some difficult mental feelings because you're not chasing things away anymore. You're not numbing your feelings. So remember, the process, the recovery curve is not linear. And these are all the different stages that we go through. So I'm hoping that some of you get nice glimmers of real happiness and joy by now. It won't be all day bliss, but sometimes I can still remember it just feeling, oh, what a good day I had. And I think I can do this. And you just start to appreciate everyday pleasures again. And that is huge. Of course, you can be up and you can be down, and then it's that flat stage. But beyond 90 days, after you finish breaking free, things should really get easier. And that's why we timed it to be 12 weeks. So this is the new thing that I created, and I explained my reason for doing that because we've run 9 breaking frees. You're breaking free 10. And every time I've listened to how people are doing and observed it, and I've just observed that some people, they get it from day one and they're just thriving at this stage. So that's when I decided that I wanted to build something especially to them. And once I'd done that, of course, I had to think of the other people. So I found some tools to help you strengthen your sobriety so that you too will go on to thriving. So 2 versions. If you're still struggling a bit, then there's Strive. And if you're here, that's Thrive. And I'm busy loading all the content from BF Plus into Janet GPT. So you'll still be able to ask her lots of questions about the new stage that you're at. So it's Strive, Thrive, GPT through everything. So a little bit more about the 2 courses, about the content. So the Strive course, what we've started off with in there, we've got some nice stuff from Lynette in both of the versions. The first module is about your recovery timeline. It's reminding you what kind of things happen at each stages to give you perspective. Rewiring your reward system is in module 2, just reminding you about how alcohol's rewired your brain, and now we're rewiring it back again, reprogramming you. We talk about emotional sobriety because, of course, once we stop drinking, we then have to learn how to manage our emotions. We have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Plenty of tools in there. And then relapse prevention toolkits. There's plenty in there about relapse, about the 3 stages of relapse, because relapse doesn't just happen out of the blue. There are many telltale signs, and this will help you keep an eye on what those signs might be. And module 5 is about building recovery capital, which is another way of saying making your sobriety stronger. All of the Breaking Free course really is building recovery capital, but it's an interesting concept and there's some specific things that you can do there. And then I've put in an expert series there that Loretta Broining, neuroscientist, has actually created, especially for people in recovery. And I told her I was doing this course and she sent them to me. And I think it's a brilliant series. I think there's about 5 or 6 short videos and they are really good. So please watch that. Excuse me. And module 6 is about creating your new identity, because that's what we have to do. We have to, some of you have already said, I now see, Valerie, wasn't it? She said, I see myself as a non-drinker. It's all about seeing yourself differently. So these are the people that I'd suggest go on to Strive. So we've got Dorothy, Jill, Kelly, Christine, Jen, Laurie, Richard, Stephanie, and Nicola. So now you know a little bit more about those courses. I want you to think about it and let me know if you're comfortable with my choice. And if you're not, please just let me know and we'll look at it again. See, Kelly was left the room, but now she's back. Obviously, I'm going to share this with you afterwards, and I'll put up just a screenshot of the slides so that you can see straight away which group you're in. And then we've got I'm sober now what, which is the Thrive. That's the question that sometimes comes to our mind when we've nailed the sobriety thing. So I've got a section about your first sober year, understanding your brain, your happiness toolkit. There's a body of work. It comes from Loretta Broining again. She's written a brilliant book called Why You're Unhappy. And it's about creating, her premise is that happiness is a skill. And just as we have to learn how to ride a bike, how to ride a horse, do all sorts of things, we can learn how to be happy. And it is fascinating and very constructive to learn that. Finding meaning and purpose, your transformation journey, and then a bit about stepping into your power, because you will have done such a hard thing and your brain will be rewired now to do hard things. So there's plenty of inspiration and content in here for the next stage. And these are the people that I think would do really well in Thrive. So we've got Denise, Fiona, you're all Goodney, you're all here, Mariana. I don't think Robert's here, Valerie's here. So that's wonderful that you're all here. I'll make sure that we tell Robert. So Breaking Free Plus will start on the 18th of July. So you have got lifetime access to the current chunk that you've got. And you will, of course, also have lifetime access to BF Plus. But on the 18th of July, Monica will give you all access to the first module of Strive or Thrive, depending on which one you're on. And we'll use the names on these slides unless you've contacted us and said that you want to talk it over with us first. If you haven't done a questionnaire yet, please do it. Give me an idea maybe of which course you think you're most suited to.